This short video is to explain the use of the food input text box in the My Aquaria and My Breeding Log or My Blog pages. My Aquaria pages are most commonly accessed or traditionally accessed via the forum and the View Your Aquaria link here. However, as we develop the site, this link will be increasingly available in other places, such as the species page in the catalogue. Either way, it will be at the top and it's called View Your Aquaria. Within each aquarium, we have the foods listed here. There's one that I've set up nicely already, and for the purposes of showing you how this works, what we'll do is go in and add the food to this aquarium here. So I want to represent the fact that I'm feeding this aquarium frozen bloodworm every week. To do that, I click on Edit Aquarium, scroll down to the Foods section and type in part of the food that I'm searching for. For example, blood for bloodworm. See here we can select frozen bloodworm. We're going to feed that daily and click on Save and Publish. Confirmation that that's been saved is here. If I want to add another food, I can click on Re-edit and add another food here, or maybe I want to remove the fact that I'm feeding brine shrimp. Save that, and we see here the foods has been reduced to just the bloodworm that I'm feeding. Going back to my aquarium list, what happens if I want to add a food which isn't actually on the database already? How does that work? Again, I would edit, this time a different aquarium, and choose a rather frivolous example to ensure that it's not in the database. Let's say I want to feed my fish a Big Mac, the Big Mac. Clearly that's not on the database, so I would select one of the options here, which are default positions. A new food can be either dry or prepared, frozen or live. Frozen, hopefully, is obvious. It's frozen and not freeze dried. If it was freeze dried, you would do this in inputting the new food and select it as dry or prepared. But in this instance, we are just talking about a dry or a prepared, in fact, Big Mac. Slightly more realistic example then. Let's think of a fruit which we might feed. This isn't on, mango isn't on the database. We would select mango and dry and prepared. Now it's prepared mango because you're going to a supermarket or however you're getting it, and then preparing the mango and putting it in. It's not live, although I can see how some people might think you should use live. Live would be if you were putting a mango tree into the tank, which is not beyond the realms of possibility, but certainly not very likely. So in this instance, mango, dry prepared, and let's say we feed it occasionally. Save and publish, and that will add that food type to the database so that you can use it for other aquaria, or indeed other users can use it for their aquarium. And that's a really key and central part to this. Please be careful with the foods that you add, because it's quite easy to add rubbish. For example, if you look at the flake foods, there's a number of duplicates and so on. Now the admins have access to this and can change, merge, delete and cleanse this data over time. But for example, inputting something like live, green and flake foods as a type of food, and indeed doing it twice, is not very helpful. It just uses up admin time. If you can be specific and just take the time to input 2 or 3 options, if there are 2 or 3 foods being used, so much better. And the reason for that is that it allows us then to do a lot of statistical analysis on who is feeding what, and when it comes to breeding that becomes exceptionally useful, because we can say really quite to some level of detail what foods have been successful in conditioning fish to spawn. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, post in the bugs and queries section. But I hope that's useful. Thanks very much.